Hey, everybody, we are live here on the Cyber Thunder Broadcast Network, hanging out with the Cyber Thunder Rising Stars. My name's Mike. I'll hang out with you tonight for the first round of the playoffs. Again, don't pay attention to the bottom right of the screen there. Those are not the right tracks, and I can't get it to change. Tonight we are at Nashville, though. Nashville Super Speedway. We've got 10 drivers chasing that trophy. Looks like we got a 14 car field. 10 of those cars taking the first step to having a trophy on their wall. Tonight, 70 laps at the good old Nashville Super Speedway. Man, I love this track. 1.3 miles. It's kind of a short track, kind of not. It's a lot of fun. A lot of fun. You can see it there on the timing tower. We've talked to him quite a bit this season. Front row Kyle Nadeau. He's a bushwhacker. He's got to start from the back. You see, looks like Jason Higginbotham there in the field, and Justin Horton, I think, also are three bushwhackers. Those guys are going to have to start from the back. Let me see. Yeah, Horton, yep. Higginbotham, yep. Kyle, yep. I think everybody else is good to go. So those three are going to have to start from the back. But I tell you what, guys. Look at this. Those are your championship drivers there. You see it. Those are in no particular order as this is the first round. Weeks 11 through 13 will decide. The bottom three in points will get cut. We'll move on to round 2, weeks 14 to 16. That will take 7 drivers into there, and after those weeks, the bottom 3 will also get cut to get into that championship race. And in that championship race, you just got to beat the guys that you're competing with. So you can see there, William Kern, Jacob Bowen, Ed Jurgen, Nate Dufton, who I don't think is out here. I have not seen Nathan's car tonight. Matt Hall, Sam, again, I don't think is out here. I have not seen Sam's car come off the hauler tonight. Dave Gainforth, Jeremy Flanagan, Chris Letts, and Kendon Cook. So 2 of the 10 not here tonight. That's going to give these guys a pretty good run at it. But they've got 3 weeks to get this figured out. We'll update that every week for you. Get that out of here. Let's take a look in. If I can find my mouse, guys. It likes to run away. Let's see. Look in on this guy. You see him race on Tuesday nights. Won last night. I know I'm out there on the track with him. This fella's fast coming sliding out of turn 4 there. That guy can get it done on the long run. And our other bushwhacker. We've watched him a lot this season come from the back to the front. Can he do it again here at the good old Nashville Super Speedway? Jacob Bowen trying to get that trophy. Can he get it done tonight? Should be a lot of fun. This track provides some really good racing. I will tell you that it's usually kind of a one-lane track. Promotes itself to maybe a little bump and run. That would be neat to see. Well, not if you're the guy getting the bump, but you know. Should be a lot of fun. Should be a good time. I'm excited for this one. Playoff racing. It just gets amped up a little bit. You know, you're fighting for that championship. Who's going to amp it up tonight? Not a lot of guys on track. Looking on Jonathan out here in that Hooters car. I think it's just him and Kyle, it looks like, out here on track. Everybody's getting that ice cream sandwich in the infield. Getting ready to go. We got a minute left before qualifying. Again, Kyle won't be able to qualify. Jason Higginbotham can't qualify. And Justin Horton. All 3 of those fellers have to start from the rear of the field. They got to start in the back. Come to the front. That's always fun to watch in these races, watching those guys that have to start from the back, work their way up to the front. Let's see, there's Chris Dorsey coming out on track. Another one. Getting to pit lane here can be a little tricky. You can do it fairly aggressive, but man, if you're too much on that banking, that car will turn on you. So that'll be interesting to see. Here in a fuel run, it's like 37 laps, I think they told me. Pretty sure. Short-term memory loss. So we should see just a one-stop race tonight. We'll see how cautions come into play there. If cautions come into play there. Looks like we're coming to the end of practice here. Everybody should disappear. But don't. Nope. Tried to guess it right. There it goes. All right, let's see who comes out for qualifying first. There we go. William Kern coming out. He's fighting for that championship. I believe he was your regular season points champion. Williams trying to carry that into the playoffs here. First race of the playoffs. 7 weeks of battling to get a trophy. See William out on track. Looks like Ed Jurgens out on track. Let's ride around with William Kern here. See how he looks. Pretty good line in 1 and 2. Doesn't look like he's quite hooking that yellow. He's about a quarter of a lane up. Oh, right out next to that wall. Should put William at the top of the chart as he was the first one out. And it does. See if anybody. Matt Hall jumping up there real fast. Oh, we should have stayed with old Ed. Ed in that upset sim racing car, currently sitting at the top of the board. See, all these guys on the chart are playoff drivers, all 6 of them. 8 of them. Jacob Bowen jumping up to the top. Ed just finished his second lap, only good enough for second. Jacob getting a little loose there. Doesn't look like he's going to be able to improve his time, but he's already at the top of the chart. Stays at an 8.5. Anybody else coming out to qualify? Didn't mean to make us disappear here. Looks like Chris Letts had enough of this poo. Jacob's still rolling around. Chris Dorsey's got his time in. I believe he's got both laps in, but we'll see. He's the only one left on track. 2 minutes left to go in qualifying. That was his second lap. Jumps over Matt Hall, so Chris moving into that 4th spot. 9 of our 14 drivers have taken a lap. We've still got a couple eligible drivers, I think, that are either choosing not to take a lap or just waiting until the very last second. Nobody is on track. The 26 is on track, but not really. A minute 30 left in qualifying. All right, I don't think anybody's going to come out. I'm going to show you the graphic again just in case you missed it. That way you know to look at the guys. William Kern, Jacob Bowen, and we can see Jacob there at the top of the chart. Ed Jurgen there in second. He's also in the playoffs. Nate Dufton not here tonight. Matt Hall in the playoffs. Sam Hubbard also not here tonight. Dave Gain fourth. Jeremy Flanagan, Chris Letts, and Kendon Cook. So everybody that has qualified looks like 9. One of them can't be in the playoffs because we only got 10. Chris Dorsey is not in the playoffs for this series. He is in the truck series. There you go. Those are your playoff drivers tonight. 30 seconds left in qualifying. I don't see anybody on track. It's nice and quiet. They're eating their peanut butter and banana sandwiches. Got to get your energy up for a place like this. It's bumpy. Corners are tight. A lot of off throttle and brake time. Got to be careful. Don't tear up that right front tire. Fresh tires, I'm going to guess she's a little loose out of the corner, so that'll be something to watch. And again, we talked about those guys, those bushwhackers having to start in the back. There it is. It's official. We'll pull her up here for you. Your starting grid. See Jacob Bowen on pole, Ed Jurgen outside. William Kern right there in third. Chris Dorsey starting in fourth. Matt Hall coming in fifth. Dave Gainforth starting in sixth. Jeremy Flanagan in seventh. Chris Letts in eighth. Kendon Cook in ninth. Now, I'm not sure if Kyle will have to move back because of there's qualifying drivers, but currently we have Kyle in 10th. Justin Horton in 11th. Jason Higginbotham starting 12th. And then you see Dennis Ellis, Jonathan Ellis. Neither one of those fellers qualified back there. Those guys will round out the field in 13th and 14th. Looks like we're rolling away already. Jacob will lead them to the green flag. Looks like Kyle gets to hang on to his spot. Same with Jason Higginbotham. I'm telling you, those guys are the guys to watch. It's fun to watch them come through the field here. We'll check back in on them quite a bit, but I don't want to shortchange these guys fighting for their championship. Here with Barney. Jacob leads them to the line. Oh, Barney tells them it's go time, guys. And the race is on for the championship. There is the first lap. You see Jacob led the way on that first lap. Ed Jurgen right behind him. William Kern right there. Matt Hall moving up a spot already. Look back in here. Looks like Chris is going to try to get back around. See Kyle Nadeau. Watch out for that guy, man. He's up 3 spots on the first lap. Not what you want to see if you're those guys up front. You don't want to see Kyle coming to the front that fast. Back up front, Jacob trying to run away with it. Get your timing tower up here so we can kind of keep track of these guys back here. Jacob out to 3/10 of a second lead. It's like Ed's under fire from William for second already. Oh, Ed's loose. Hang on, Ed. That's what happens on these fresh tires. Just a little too much throttle out of the corner and that back end will step out. And it's funny how quick it will switch from the back end stepping out to the front end just pushing into the wall. No turn. Good save by Ed though. Looks like this spot has settle down. But look, right behind him, Kyle up 4 spots. The fella behind him, these bushwhackers, Jason Higginbotham, up 4 spots. These guys are trying to come to the front quickly. We're 5 laps into this race, 70-lap race. These guys can't let the leader get too far, though. I mean, they're almost 3 seconds behind Jacob, and Jacob is out here on an island by himself. He's pulled away from Ed. Ed is holding this gap on William. You see it there. It looks like everybody's pretty much single file, kind of spread out already. The battle is back here behind Kyle. See all those cars kind of bunched up. Kyle and Jason trying to work their way through. Jeremy Flanagan not quite wanting to let him go. I wouldn't make it easy on those guys either. Jeremy's hanging tough on that outside line. That's not so easy to do here. He's going to finally get down in line behind Jason. Jason clears him. They are single file. Again, back up front, Jacob is running away a 0.6. 0.6 of a second over second place Ed Jurgen. Ed's still kind of under fire from William. Not a bunch of pressure, but William's letting him know, hey, I'm still right here. Again, from what I was hearing, it's 1 stop tonight. 1 pit stop. So, see if these guys can go green and we can get some green flag pit stops in. That always makes it pretty cool to watch. Chris Dorsey having a good run looking back here. Doesn't look like Kyle and Jason are making up any ground. They got through that traffic and they're 3.5 seconds back from your leader, and they're not pulling away from these guys. Just not quickly running away. So we'll see if they can make up any ground. They have to use up too much tire too soon. Jacob, it looks like this lead over Ed is kind of stabilized. Ed's pulled away from William a little bit. Check these times. And you can see Jacob Bowen with a 21. Looks like he was the fastest car on the track the last lap. Ed was a little faster than him this lap. Look at all those cars. It's so much fun to drive around this place. See Chris down there on the apron. I never like doing that. It seems like it upsets the car a little too much. I have a hard enough time going in a straight line. I don't want to make the car wiggle any more than it has to. Let's battle back here between these guys. Battle in the trucks. Switch it over to Xfinity car, and look, they're right next to each other. These guys know how to race around each other. The only thing they're missing is a black and orange car trailing right behind them. It seems like it's been that way most of the season. Back up front, that lead is shrinking. I guess I could change it back to gap here, but yeah, you can see it's under 7/10 now. It's back down to 6. So Ed is slowly catching Jacob, I think. Visually, I can see that he's catching him. Let's go. This is the camera we were watching earlier, and you can see there in the screen before Jacob was by himself. Every once in a while now, Ed's peeking in. I think Ed's catching him a tad bit. Maybe Jacob's just kind of taking it easy on his stuff. It's hard to believe Ed may have figured out how to save tires at some point. I don't know. Yeah, I can see it. I mean, you can see it right there. Ed's closing in. Look at that. The gap is definitely smaller. We're down to 4/10. Could have a battle for the lead here pretty soon. About halfway through this run. I think Kyle says the M in math, or the M in Wednesday stands for math, I think is what he always says, or something. Something to that effect that doesn't make sense, but, 35 laps, halfway, should be where we see our pit stop. Can Ed catch and pass Jacob before then? Looking back at those bushwhackers, they have closed down the gap. It was almost 4 seconds. They're down to 3 seconds. They got a lot of good cars to get through, too. Those guys got a ways to go before they can get up here and challenge for this front. But you can see them in your screen now. That blue and white, the blue car and the white car back there in the back. And that last lap, Kyle Nadeau was the fastest car on the track. Higginbotham right behind him, about matching his speed. They're almost 2/10 faster than your leaders right now. Ed's got this down. Jacob, for the first time tonight, is about to feel a little pressure. He sees Ed in his mirror. He knows he's there. Man, I tell you what, guys, I just said they were 3 seconds. They're 2.5 seconds now. I mean, you look back at these guys. They're there. They're at Chris Dorsey's door. Knock, knock, knock. We're coming. But again, I mean, they've got to get through the 5th place, 4th place, 3rd place, 2nd place car before they can get up front and try to challenge for the lead. Those are not slow cars. But there. It's not quite to Jacob yet. And we're down to 2/10. He's slowly gaining. Man, Kyle's got it down to 2 seconds. Just a little bit ago it was 4. Now it's 2. Trying to look under Chris Dorsey. He's going to get a nose under here on the back stretch. Should be able to complete that pass in 3 and 4. Jason's going to tuck down there and try to sneak through. Let Kyle punch the hole, and Higginbotham's just going to kind of try to step through. Higginbotham does get by as well. So Kyle Nadeau up to 5th place. Jason Higginbotham up to 6th. Looks like Jacob stretched it out on Ed again. Kind of stabilized that, pulling away a little bit. Man, I tell you what though, let me switch this to lap time and you can see. Look down there at Kyle Nadeau. 31.5 to Jacob Bowen's 32. That's a significant difference on the racetrack. I mean, a half a second. That's way, way faster. And Kyle's, getting into the faster cars. It's right behind his teammate Matt Hall. Matt Hall's fighting for a championship. Now, Kyle's position doesn't really count for points. He doesn't get scored points. So it does not hurt Matt to let Kyle by. It doesn't change his position in the points, and that's really all that matters right at this point. If I'm Matt, shoot. Ooh, William had a hard time there. We're going to go 3 wide on the back stretch here. Matt thinks better of it. Oh, hang on, Kyle. Whew. Man, that's tight racing. Matt Hall sliding up there. Oh, geez. You can see him. He had to catch the car. Had to let out or he was going to slide into William. But Kyle Nadeau up to 3rd. Matt Hall trying to get around William. He's under fire from Jason. Look back up front. Jacob's still out there by himself. He's stretched it back out on Ed. We'll change it back to the gap so we can see it. It's over a half second. Man, remember, Kyle was 4 seconds back. He's down to a second back now. Front row Kyle Nadeau, we've seen him do it. Can he get there before pit stops? We're probably 10 laps away. Back here, Kyle is knocking on Ed's door now. Ed sees Kyle coming. Again, if I'm one of these guys, if I'm Ed, I'm reminding myself, Kyle's position does not count. Like, it doesn't count. Counts on the racetrack. I'm a competitor. I don't want you in front of me, but I'm trying to fight for a championship. I have no fight with Kyle at all. Might as well just let him go. Maybe he can get up there and slow down Jacob. I want to tuck in right behind him, see what line he's running. Maybe draft, save a little tire. I don't want to fight him. I don't want to, separate myself. So, yeah. Kind of like Ed there. Ed just kind of rode that high line, let Kyle have the corner so he can just tuck right in. That position did not change for Ed for scoring purposes. Kyle Nadeau, though, started in the back. Up to second. And Jacob knows it. Kyle's been doing this to these guys all season. The good thing is, for these guys, having somebody like Kyle out there, man, it gives you somebody to learn from. This being the developmental series, it's nice to have fast guys out there. It's nice to have somebody that you can watch their line. See if you can't mimic what they're doing. Pick up some speed. And it's fun to have a rabbit to chase. Back here, Jason Higginbotham getting around William. That was close. Move Jason up to fourth. Ed's kind of sliding back to these guys. Remember, Ed was up there putting pressure on Jacob. He's now a second and a half back. It's like Ed's running a tad bit higher line entry. His tires may be going away a little bit. 28 laps into this run. And look at this, guys. I mean, you can see Kyle right down there by that yellow. Jacob's, a lane up, a half lane up. I know I try to get that left front on that yellow. It helps the car turn. Kyle Nadeau is there. That's right along with Kyle as he tries to make this pass for the lead. Jacob's not going to make it easy, never does. But again, if I'm Jacob, man, I've got a championship to fight for. I don't care about this race. Like, of course you want to win. Otherwise you wouldn't be out here, but it doesn't matter to me. All I want, especially first round of the playoffs, I just want points. I just want to get into the next round. Don't battle with... I mean, I'm not trying to tell Jacob how to race, but I'm not going to battle with Kyle. I'm just going to let him go. Tuck in behind and try to get away from the guys behind me that I'm actually racing. See Kyle being very careful around Jacob. He's fully aware Jacob is fighting for a championship. Kyle's just playing out here driving for fun. Gonna try to turn under Jacob out of turn 4 here. Not quite enough. These guys have ran away from Ed. I mean, they're a second and a half. Ed's second and a half back. They're battling. You can see it's kind of the same back here. Jason Higginbotham right behind Ed. "32 laps. I mean, I'm expecting pits at lap 35, so. Looks like Jason was looking underneath Ed. He is. Again, that's another spot that... Oh, I saw something in the background. I saw it. Right at our pit stop window. Yellow comes out. Get back up here to your leaders. We'll go back and watch it. See if we can find it here. Chris Dorsey again down on that apron. Matt Hall to his outside. Man. Alright, we got to rewind that and try a different camera. Let's try this one. Because it looked to me like Matt may have got loose entering there, and then Chris may have pushed up, and they just kind of met in the middle. You see Matt comes down, Chris is up, and bang. That will bring out our first caution. Get back up here, and we'll be able to watch all these guys come down pit lane. See Matt there in front. Oh, I lost my mouse, or I'd get to him. His car is a little crooked. Good thing for Matt is he's got that one roll of flex tape. That car should boink right back into spot. There we go. We saw it. Watch this race off pit lane here. Of course, Matt's going to get away first. Kyle is out of his box. Jacob's got the benefit of that first spot. Oh, it spun his tires. Kyle Nadeau, I think, beat him out. We'll see. We'll see, but I think it was Kyle Nadeau. Yep, looks like they're coming out, and Kyle did beat him out of pit lane. There's Matt Hall's going to get a wave around there if he entered a closed pit. His car was pretty broke. Looking for Chris. Did Chris disconnect? Chris should have had a quick repair. Let's see. Yeah, I can't find him on track. We are at halfway this time by. Right in the pit window, so we should be able to just run it out from here. Matt Hall going to get this wave around. And you're going to have Kyle and Higginbotham right there on the bottom lane together. The bottom lane is the fast way around the track. I know Jacob's going to make it tough as he can. He's never an easy pass. Wants to win these races. See, two guys fighting for the championship are going to start on the outside lane. Jacob and William, they are teammates. And you're going to have our two bushwhackers on the inside lane, it looks like. Kyle Nadeau, Jason Higginbotham. I think that's what's going to happen. I think Matt's going to get a wave around here. What's going on? What is happening here? Oh, there it goes. Is Kyle taking the outside? Kyle, looks like Kyle Nadeau is taking the outside lane. Huh. Kind of shocked. Kind of surprised. This should get pretty good, though. Jacob is not slow. You got Jason Higginbotham there. We know he is not slow. Ed Jurgen, not slow. William Kern, not slow. Oh, excuse me. We got Jeremy Flanagan. I mean, yeah, this is going to get fun. Guys, I lost my mouse again. There it is. I found it. I can change cameras. This guy's going through 3 and 4 here. Get up here with Barney. We'll watch the fun. Kyle is away. And you see Kyle Nadeau got a good start, but man, Jacob Bowen is right there with him. He said, "Nuh-uh, Kyle, not so fast, bud." These two have kind of pulled away. Jason Higginbotham hanging on to that third spot. I think William got in front of him, and Jason had to pass him again, but Jacob is not letting Kyle get away. Led the majority of this race and is not content riding in second place. And again, I'll remind you, on these fresh tires, man, it gets loose coming out of these corners. Jacob kind of looking underneath Kyle, kind of peeking, saying, "Hey, bud, I'm here." Yep, he's going to look to the inside. Oh, don't slide up too far. He's going to get to Kyle's door. Ooh, Jason Higginbotham, you see the 144 there, got loose. That bottom line prevails, so move Jacob Bowen back to the front. Kyle Nadeau thought he was going to come up here and just run away, and Jacob said, "No, sir. Not today, eh?" Good stuff. See Higginbotham all over. Front row, Kyle Nadeau's rear end. Look back here. Ed Jurgen looking all over, trying to find a way around William. William pulls up to Higginbotham. And look at all these cars right there. I mean, they're just bumper to bumper. It's like William's going to kind of peek under Jason. Jason was looking to the outside of Kyle. Ed's going to look under William. William takes a little bit of a defensive line, says, "No, sir, you can't have that bottom." And for those who are wondering, that's not a block. That's a defensive line, and there's definitely a difference. Let's see Jason looking to the outside of Kyle Nadeau, seeing if he can make that outside work. Not quite. Not quite. Was that Justin Horton back there taking the apron through the try over there? Oh, Higginbotham wants around that 97. This is what Jacob likes to see. He just wants to run away from these guys. So I can turn your tower back on, put it on the gap. You can see Jacob's got almost a 6/10 of a second lead, a little over a half second. We saw it on the last run. Kyle and Jason were much faster than Jacob later in the run. Jacob may want to back off those tires just a tad. Look at these guys, man. That's some good stuff. I mean, we get here with Higginbotham and hop in that car with him, and you can just see how close he is to Kyle and how much you really can't see. Look at that. There's just bumper. Jason having to work that wheel. Same with William right behind these guys. And shoot, same with Ed. Look at that. Oh, don't hit him, Ed. so close. Oh, Ed's a little loose. Had to play with the throttle there, a little counter steer. Higginbotham got to the inside of Kyle Nadeau, so that's for second place. Our Bushwhackers, these guys fight it out in the trucks on Tuesday nights. I wish they'd wreck each other on Tuesday nights, not out here. Not in front of me, just by themselves. Kyle's going to hang on that outside. That's hard to do here. You can hold them down, but man, usually once they get to your inside mid-corner, it's hard to hold that spot. So good job by Kyle hanging on. Jason's telling him, hey, bud, I'm ready to go to the front. "23 laps to go. Jacob just wants these guys to fight it out amongst themselves. He wants to check out. He's got his bags packed. Drop his key off at the front desk. He's ready to check out. And these guys are back here fighting. Battling harder than a woodpecker's beak. Check back up, Jacob Bowen. And he's still a little over a half-second lead from these guys. 21 to go. These laps will click off quick. It looks like that lead looks like it's growing. Fastest car on the track the last lap was William Kern. It's kind of hard to tell. These guys are back here in this pack. Looks like William got around Ed. Put William up to fourth. Higginbotham looking under Kyle again. Just can't quite get it done. Kyle's able to hold on to that spot on that top line. Meanwhile, again, Jacob is checking out. 20 to go. See Higginbotham. He's kind of backing up that entry. He's trying to get that run out. I know what he's doing because I've seen him do it plenty. Kyle has created a bit of separation here. See if he can start cutting into that lead. Stop looking in that mirror, start looking out the windshield. Again, Jacob Bowen, 19 to go. Hanging on to the gap. See our championship guys, William Kern back here. Regular season points champ, I believe, I'm pretty sure. Sitting back here in fourth place. Ed Jurgen right there in fifth. Mr. Flanagan in sixth. Justin Horton, another one of the Bushwhackers. He's sitting back here in seventh. Oh, we haven't ran through the field at all tonight. Let's start from the guy up front. We've got, from Reno, Nevada, Mr. Jacob Bowen. Kyle Nadeau. He's from somewhere in Canada. Oh, Jason Higginbotham, Richmond, Virginia. Mr. William Kern. He's, don't remember where William's from, and it's not on the thing. Oh, Ed, he's from Jersey. Ed out here running into fifth place. Jeremy Flanagan, somewhere in Pennsylvania. Oh, Justin Horton. The Pacific Northwest out there in Eugene. Mr. Dave Gainforth, again, somewhere in Canada, running in eighth. And another Canadian, Matt Hall. He's running in ninth. We saw him in that accident. He's kind of moved his way back up. Chris Letts. Got a lot of poo on his car. Don't remember where he's from. He's in 10th. Kendon Cook in 11th. Dennis, not sure where he is. Get back up here to our leaders because Kyle's closing back in. Let me get that out of here. Get that out of here. But Kyle is a 10th faster, and we're down to 0.3. He's bringing the other guys with him. 16 to go. Can Jacob hold on? It's not going to be so easy to pass. We'll put up those lap times. You can see about a 10th faster. Look, those guys kind of running a higher line. Go to this camera. Doesn't sound as cool, but we can get a better view. That top five. Again, 15 to go. Jacob just wants this race over. He doesn't want to contend with these guys. You can see it in that shot there, how much time Kyle gained right there. Switch it back to the gap on your tower. You can see we're down to, 0.2 of a second. Look at Higginbotham closing in on Kyle. So these guys are coming. These bushwhackers are coming. These fellers, Kyle Nadeau finished second to Jason Higginbotham last night in the truck race. They can get it done. Jacob Bowen doesn't care about none of that. He's just trying to fight for a championship himself. Wants to win these races. I would guess he's probably got the bonus point for leading the most laps already. I gotta think that's locked up by now. He's led, yeah, it has to be. He's led the majority of this race. Is Kyle gonna look to the outside? He's to his bumper. Gonna try the old switcheroo. We saw it before on that last run. Jacob would not let him by. That brings Jason Higginbotham right to Kyle's bumper. Is Jason gonna be patient? Or is he gonna go for that second place? Jacob running that defensive line, just running that inside, not letting Kyle have it. Kyle says, that's fine, I'll go around. He sends it. Can he clear? Oh, Jacob's under fire. Got guys in front and behind him. Kyle Nadeau does get to the front. Now can Higginbotham get by Jacob? Wants to do it as quick as possible. You don't want to let that 97 run away from you. Top 5 all right there. Throw a blanket over them. They'll go to sleep. Or throw a blanket over them because they're all right together. I don't know. I don't understand that. Jacob there in second. 11 to go. Jason Higginbotham was right on Kyle's bumper. Has kind of backed it up a little bit. Jason is going to look underneath of Jacob, or if he'll try to take it around the outside like Kyle did. We'll keep it on this battle. Nobody cares that Kyle's out front. Jason is going to look under, not quite. He's there, but he's got to find space. Jacob does not like to make that easy. Also, Jacob wants to keep a car between him and his teammate back there, the 31, William Kern. These guys are fighting for the championship. I mean, that's the battle. We've got our top 3, I think, in points in the regular season, all right here together. Jacob Bowen, William Kern, and then Ed Jurgen. Kyle is checked out, guys. I mean, he's over a half second away from Jacob here. 9 to go. These guys are going to be hard-pressed to chase that 97 down. Looks like Jacob's kind of stalled that 144. Jason Higginbotham. I don't know that Jason has anything for Jacob. Jacob's kind of got a little gap there. I imagine Jason will close it back in. It's kind of how racing works. Jacob looks to be solid in that second place. 7 laps to go this time by. Again, the 97, the 144, and the 67 do not score points. Does not count. So, yes, on track, it'll be a win for Kyle Nadeau if he can get this done. But on paper, if it stays the same, on paper, and that's what matters for the championship, Jacob Bowen will be taking home those bonus points. Get every point you can in the playoffs. He just needs to get to that next round. The way this playoff format works, we start with 10. We cut 3. We go down to 7. That's after the first 3 races. The next 3 races we race, we'll cut off the bottom 3 in points, and we'll go down to 4, and that comes down to the championship race. And whoever finishes in front of whoever wins that championship. 6 to go. Jacob Bowen's trying to be that guy to take home that trophy. I'm trying to see, really, this is the best race on the racetrack. I know these guys aren't right next to each other, but everybody's pretty much spread out back here. So we're not missing anything watching these guys, but this is kind of the closest. Kyle Nadeau out front, 5 to go. Can Jason mount a charge, get himself up into second place? Was he sitting letting his tires cool off? You can see he's right back to Jacob's bumper this time. Kyle Nadeau's a second ahead, 4 to go. Three more laps. Kyle Nadeau running away back to front again. What's this race? 5th time this season or something? I lost count. That's why we kicked him out of this series. Jacob Bowen in a good spot, man. In a really good spot for his championship. 2 to go. Higginbotham, I don't know if he's sliding up or just letting William get after it. Give him a shot. William Kern, move him up to 3rd. Watching back here, I don't think he's got enough time to get up to Jacob. I think Higginbotham just kind of gave him the spot. White flag, Kyle Nadeau out front. If Jason hit something, he slowed down quite a bit. Kyle Nadeau, 3 and 4. Last lap. And again, front row Kyle Nadeau going to get it done at Nashville Super Speedway. Back to the front challenge. There it is. Jacob Bowen going to come home in 2nd. Looks like William Kern going to bring it home in 3rd. I'll be right back, guys. I'm going to try to catch up with these fellers and see if we can't have a chat with them. I think I got him. Let's pull him in. He's spinning through the grass back to front. How many times is that, Kyle? 5?
5 in a row.
5 in a row. So maybe there was a reason we kicked you out of this series?
Maybe.
Talk us through your race tonight, man. It looked like that first run, you kind of got hung up in that back half of cars, and then you started catching that front group, and that caution came out. Were you happy to see it, or were you ready for green flag stops?
I was ready for green flag stops. I think it was going to be I kind of expected Jacob to pit maybe a lap before me to jump me and get ahead. So I figured I was going to be on the back foot. My plan was right at 35, halfway, split it 50-50 right down the middle. But, the caution came out, and I don't know how I beat Jacob off pit road. He had that first pit stall selection. Usually I'm terrible at spinning my tires. So that first run, I just let I let them all take off and just kind of save my tires. I tried to keep within about 1 to 2 tenths of Higginbotham because I know he's just fantastic at saving tires. So I learned that the hard way last night. So
yeah. That restart, Jacob got out there in front of you and kind of ran away, and then he didn't let you have that inside, did he?
No, he didn't. I figured, I'm like, well, go where he isn't. So I tried the high line once, and I saw Higginbotham had tried to pass me around there. Like, oh, there might be something there, and he kind of kept it low coming off of two, and I just kept that momentum up around the outside off of two, and sailed her down into three and cleared him off at four.
Well, hey, bud, it's fun to watch you come from the back to the front. You give us something to look at. Uh, Appreciate you coming out here. I'm gonna turn it over to you, man. And let you do your thing.
I want to give thanks to you for doing the broadcast. I know you'd love to be out here racing these cars. I know these are your favorite cars. Uh, my grandma for watching, my girlfriend for watching, uh, manicures by Channy for sponsoring. I still got to get her logo on this car. Um, Jacob for putting up a great race. Everybody for putting up a great race. Higginbotham for not, I know I was a pest and pinching him down. He had every right to bump me, but he didn't. He's such a clean racer. My teammate Matthew for racing. I know he got the end of a raw deal tonight. Carter for putting on the admin duties, and I think I got everybody.
Cool. Well, hey, congrats on 5 in a row, man. Good luck tomorrow night at Sonoma, and I will see you next Tuesday.
Is this Sonoma? I thought it was Daytona.
Maybe it is Daytona. I don't know. Good luck tomorrow.
Ooh. All right, thanks, bud.
All right. Kick Kyle out of here. We're going to grab your on paper winner, second place tonight. Jacob, man, you didn't make it easy for that guy to get by you.
I didn't want to, but he was just so much faster than me, even rolling that high side. I don't know what I did wrong, but congrats to Kyle for that one. That was impressive.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure you got the bonus points for leading the most laps. Again, on paper, and that's what matters at this point is that championship. But on paper, you're going to come home with the win. Dude, good race, but
Amen.
you gotta hate seeing that 97 coming through the field.
Honestly, most of the time I would agree with you because he just slowly works his way up until all of a sudden he's there at the end. But he was there before we even would have had to pit. I mean, it was honestly more impressive than anything else tonight.
Yeah, well, hey man, you had a hell of a run. Again, on paper, dude, first race of the playoffs, you're getting that W, so it sets you up.
I'll take that win. Do I get to put the winner sticker on my car still?
I mean, you can do whatever you want. It's your car, pal.
Yeah, it's nice to try and finally, close up that stats gap that Will built up to me at the end of the regular season. So I'll take the win and add that.
Yeah, it all resets now. Hey man, you're off to a great start, Jacob. I'm gonna turn it over to you, bud.
Thank you, Mike, for putting on this broadcast. It's really awesome. Way to go, Kyle. Again, that was an impressive display of speed tonight. Happy for Will, me, being my teammate, being able to finish right there behind me. Happy for everyone. Thanks to my mom for supporting me, my beautiful girlfriend for also being there for me. You know, it is what it is. Can't always actually win all of them, but I'll take the on paper win and all those points.
Yeah, put you closer to that trophy, man. Congrats on your first place, for your first, second. I don't know. Congrats on where you finished and what you got in points, and we'll see you next week, bro.
See you, man.
All right, kick Jacob out of here. Grab old William. William, man, right there at the end, you got by Higginbotham coming home third, second place on paper. Your teammate getting that on paper win. How was your race tonight?
It was pretty good. Car felt really loose pretty much the whole race. This isn't one of my favorite nor best tracks, so I was just looking to finish solid. I'm looking at the bigger picture, man. I'm looking for that championship trophy. So, congratulations to my teammate. He more than deserved it. He got the pole. He had a really fast car in practice, and I'm glad he was able to bring it home second, but technically won.
Yeah, man, I got to say your head's in the right spot. First round of the playoffs. All you're trying to do at this point is get to the second round and then the third round, right? So keep that points racing. You come out with the regular season championship. Go get that right. Go get that final championship. But man, you had a hell of a run tonight to get up there to third. That was pretty good.
Yeah, just again, just gotta hold it together. Try to get some solid finishes. A win is always great, but at the end, we're we're pretty much leveled out after the first 3 races. Then we're leveled out again for the final race. So auto clubs when it's really going to come down to it.
And it's gonna be a hell of a battle between you two because it has been all season. Hey William, congrats again, man, on your second, third place, your third, second. I don't know, whatever place it really is on paper. But hey, I'm gonna turn it over to you, brother.
First shout out I'm going to give out to is Mr. Higginbotham, the driver of the 144, man. Great sportsmanship there at the end. He gave me plenty of room, went up the track, and pretty much let me by. So thank you very much for that. I'd like to thank my sponsor, like always, BullyDogCoffeeCompany.com. I love coffee, so I don't know too many people that don't like it, except for you, Mr. Syverson. But
Yeah.
head over to their website, grab some of that good coffee they got there, and then I'd like to thank you guys for putting on one heck of a. I love Cyber, man. This is my second season in here, and I don't plan on going anywhere. So
Awesome. Hey man, we're glad to have you. And yeah, Patrick's been a good supporter of the league for a long time, so definitely go check him out at bullydogcoffeecompany.com. I hear the stuff's good, but I just don't like coffee. It's just me. But hey man, congrats, Jake or William. Maybe we'll be talking to you next week, brother.
yeah, I'm hoping the same, man. See you next week.
All right, kick Mr. Kern out of here. Get your race results up here. If I can hit the correct buttons. There we go. We talked to your top 3 front row: Kyle Nadeau, Jacob Bowen, William Kern again with that Bully Dog Coffee Company car. Jason Higginbotham coming home in 4th. Ed Jurgen bringing it home 5th. Jeremy Flanagan in 6th. Justin Horton in 7th. Dave Gainforth in 8th. Matt Hall in 9th. Chris Letts in 10th. Kendon Cook coming home 11th. Dennis Ellis had some trouble somewhere. We missed it, but down 18 laps, he comes home 12th. Chris Dorsey got caught up in that accident. 13th. Jonathan Ellis. Looks like he maybe didn't make the start, but we show him in 14th here. Guys, that was a good battle. It was fun to watch Kyle come to the front. It's fun to watch these guys fight for the championship. It is always a good time. Thanks for tuning in. And we'll see you next week. Little sneak. Watch out on Cyber Thunder Broadcast Network. We will start broadcasting the Cup Series races starting next week here on Cyber. I'm actually out this week. Surprise, surprise. Nobody else knows that. So I will not be broadcasting that tomorrow. It'll be where it's currently broadcast, but after that, we're going to take it back over here on Cyber Thunder Broadcast Network, and I will be bringing you Wednesday and Thursday night races. We can watch the Cup drivers fight for their championship. Can anybody stop Cody Richardson? We'll see. Thanks for tuning in, guys. I appreciate it. Later.